these are all of my eye primers and my shadow sticks. My shadow sticks I use as one and done shadows. I also use them as eyeliners. I also use that on my lower lash line. I also use them sometimes as a primer. And then my eye primers is just, of course, eye primers. Occasionally, I will use this eye primer as a one and done shadow just to like blank out anything that I'm battling on my eyes because I do have eczema on my eyes. So sometimes the discoloration is like for real. Okay. I currently only have 5 eye primers. 2 of them are NYX glitter glue. This one is my current in use NYX glitter glue. As you can see, it is almost gone, which is why I have the backup here. Also, every single one of these things of NYX glitter glue I've had has broke on me. So usually when that happens, I just put it into a pot and we go from there. That is the only one I have a backup of. Ultimately, you don't even need that. Like, I think this in the pot has lasted me well over a year at this time, but it is almost gone. So I did purchase another one early last year, honestly, and I use it almost every single time I use like any kind of shimmer at all on my lids. I just feel like they look so much better and impactful on a tacky base. The Ulta Beauty Matte Eyeshadow Primer is one of my favorite eye primers in my collection. As you can see, I've used a lot of it. It will likely be gone by the end of this year. This is on my planned pan. Not getting rid of it. I do love it. It does a really good job of blanking out anything that you're battling on your lid space, any kind of discoloration or anything like that. I also feel like it's just a really great base. It doesn't have, I like it better than I like Urban Decay. I do like the ABH one better than this one, but I think because the ABH one is just a slight bit more liquid, this one's a slight bit more creamy, so the ABH one dries down a little bit faster than this one does. I also think it's a little bit more pink or white leaning than this one. So I'll use it under like some of my crazy colored eye looks. But this one is a very, very close second to that. The Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish eyeshadow primer is not a bad primer. I do like it. It's got a little bit of a tackiness to it. It is a little bit more creamy than, say, like the ABH one. It's definitely not a liquid. It's definitely a cream. I do like it better than the Urban Decay one, but not a lot better than the Urban Decay one, if I'm honest with you. It doesn't hold a candle, in my humble opinion, to the Ulta Beauty Matte Eyeshadow Primer or the ABH ones, which are my 2 favorites. So when this one's gone, I will likely not repurchase it. And then, of course, I have my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. As you guys can see, this is pretty well used. This is my second paint pot. I think I had one also in, like, you either get Painterly or you get, what is it, Soft Ochre, right? One's more yellow leaning, one's more pink leaning. I like this as a one and done shadow. I think the paint pots are really fantastic as one and done shadows. I also think that those 2 colors, the soft ochre and the painterly, are really great eyeshadow bases because there's literally no creasing, no fading, no anything when you're using these. Definitely better than Urban Decay Primer Potion. Like, I'm going to say that over and over again because it's not my favorite. I have 5. None of them are leaving. These are my shadow sticks. So when I'm in a pinch, when I don't want to carry a primer with me, when I want a deeper primer, when I want a whiter primer, when I want a blacker primer. These are the things that I use for that. I also use these for inner corner. I use these for, like I said, one and done shadows. I use them for lower lash line eye shadows because they literally just don't go anywhere. I really love these. With that said, I do have 4 that are new that came to me in gratis, and I will be keeping all 4 of them. These 2 are the Laura Mercier caviar sticks. I've never tried a Laura Mercier caviar stick, as crazy as that sounds. I have cobblestone and smoky quartz. You tell the difference between the finishes by what color the box is. This cobblestone is a matte and the smoky quartz is a shimmer. I think that they are each other's best suited partner, right? When it comes to, like, this could be the matte I put on the outer corner, the outer V, and this could be the shimmer that goes all over my lid. I do think that these are beautiful, and I will be holding on to them. I should just take them out of the box. So these are what they look like. So you can also tell by the stick what kind of finish they are, right? This is more of a shiny finish, so that is a shimmer finish stick, and this one is definitely more matte, so it is a matte finish stick. We have cobblestone, which is kind of like this beautiful, like, taupey shade, and smoky quartz, which is the perfect shimmer for that taupey shade. Then we have Bobbi Brown. The two Bobbi Browns that I got in gratis recently are vanilla and rich chocolate matte. So the vanilla is one of my favorites to use as an eyeshadow primer. As you guys can see, it is just kind of a skin tone color stick, right? So I will be keeping that one. I'm going to take it out of its box. So I will be decluttering this one because this is a mini in the same shade. There's no reason for me to keep both, and I will use it, so I'm going to keep the full size. This one is brand new as well. Never been used. It's just a mini version. This one is a rich chocolate matte, and I don't think I've ever had, besides vanilla, another matte of a Bobbi Brown shadow stick, so I'm interested in this one so dang much. This one is a deep brown. Ooh, those three colors actually look really good together. Really excited about these Bobbi Browns. I love Bobbi Brown sticks. One of the best parts of the Bobbi Brown ones, and I don't know if they all come like this, but it does have a sharpener at the end. And I don't think that the Laura Mercier ones do that. Am I wrong? No. This other mini Bobbi Brown is a Bobbi Brown in Dirty Mauve. I have used this one before. I really love it. It's so pretty. This one is in Golden Bronze. I've also used that one. This one is Taupe. This one is another matte. I think that one and that one look so similar to each other. But this one I think is a little bit more warm toned than this one. So I will go ahead and keep them both. No, I do think that they look very similar. This one looks so much more rich than this one does though. This one is Laura Mercier Cobblestone, and which has a little bit more of a gray base to it. And then this one is Bobbi Brown Taupe, which looks a little bit more warm toned. I will keep them both. This one is golden pink, and it is a really beautiful, like, champagne-y color. I got talked into buying these. These are the Chanel Stylo Ombre et Contours. Yeah, can't even speak it. This one is in the shade Nuage Blue. Blau. Really pretty, like, smoky blue. And then this one is in the shade Dreamy Leaf, or Dream Leaf, which is a really pretty, like, chartreusey green. This is the color of green that I want all those green eyeliners to look like, and they definitely don't. These are stained for sure. And then I have some that I think, you know, I just don't know about these, but some of them are decent, some of them are not. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero No Tug Shadow Sticks. This one is in Bold Bubbly. I'm going to stick it right there. Oh, it's definitely different, isn't it? Okay, I will hold on to that. This one is in Gallant Gold. I don't love that one, and I do know that I've had it in my Shop My Stash before. I just couldn't find myself pulling for it. It does have a little bit of a green base to it, and I think over the top of a green it would look maybe good, but I don't love the color. I'm gonna declutter this one. I just don't see me ever wearing it. This one is in the shade Bionic Bronze. I really actually quite liked this one. Oh, it is quite different. I was gonna say it reminded me a lot of this color, but they are quite different. One looks really a lot more orange than the other. So I will hold on to that. This one is in Tenacious Tawny. This one is a matte stick. I really found that these two colors look so good together. And then this one is in Mighty Mauve. And I really loved that one, actually. The only thing that I have like it would be the Dusty Mauve that is the mini from Bobbi Brown, but it's a shimmer. So, and I think now that I have them both on my hand, I think that they're beautiful together. Maybe I'll pull those into my next Shop My Stash. All right. This is the Charlotte Tilbury sticks that I got in, I think my lucky bag last year. These are the color Chameleon sticks. I have Smoky Pillow Talk and Pillow Talk. So Smoky Pillow Talk is the matte stick that is really very orangey. I was actually quite surprised looking at this like tip that this is the color that came out in, because I just don't think, I guess they look alike, but it was really, really a lot more orange than I anticipated it was going to be. And this one is Pillow Talk. So Pillow Talk is of course the shimmer, and Smoky Pillow Talk is the matte. And I think those two are very different from anything that we're already seeing on my hands. We will hold on to those as well. Then I have, these all are kind of like champagne-y shimmers. So I'm not sure if I need to keep them all. I know that we're keeping these guys, so if these look even remotely like any of those. This one is actually a brow pencil by Benefit. It is called Highbrow, and I have used it before as a brow, highlight, but I mostly use it as an inner corner. So I decided to put it into my shadow stick category. And looking at my hand, I do think that it is just a little bit wider and brighter than a lot of the other like lighter color shimmers in here. Like this one is definitely more gold. This one is definitely more like pinky. Yeah, I think that's the two that it comes closest to. I definitely think this is a little bit more cool tone, a little bit more icy. So that one will stay for a minute. This one is by Beauty for Real, and this one is called Midnight Marathon. And I feel like that one looks a lot like this one here. I feel like those look really, 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 really similar to each other. This one is it golden bronze? I mean, they are different, but I just don't think that they're a lot different. I am going to hold on to the Bobbi Brown one. I'm going to get rid of the Beauty for Real. This one is Ever Starstruck, and this one is also by Beauty for Real, and it reminds me a lot of this Benefit one. And those two I have a hard time with because both of these are very old. Here's what I would like to say though too. Look at how much brighter this Benefit one is, and it's so much older than this Beauty for Real. But those two are too much alike. I don't need both. And shockingly, I do think that I'm going to keep the Benefit one, even though it's much older than this one is in my collection. I think that they're just too similar, and I don't need to keep both. And I don't love that this one's not as bright as the other one. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And then we're down to two. I have Thrive Cosmetics Stella. This one I actually think is a really beautiful, like just subdued version of all of these. I do love Thrive Cosmetics. I do love this as just a subtle version of a shimmer. I'm going to keep it. And then this one is the LOC Heavy Petal. I did finish one of these LOC ones this year. I do think it looks similar maybe to that one, but also more bright. We're going to keep this one. And then I have a black and a white. So white it's just a matte. These are the NYX Jumbo Eye Crayons. That is white. I use these mostly as primers, and we have black. So I use the black when I'm wearing like multi-chromes, things that I want to like really pop on the lid. Maybe metallics that are really dark, but I want the like glitter to show up. And then I use the white under like some of my crazy, like my my crazy vibrant colored eye look. We had 5 primers. We're sticking to 5 primers. We actually, and I know I forgot to say this, but we had 25 eyeshadow sticks, and we're getting rid of 4. We're decluttering 4, so I now currently still have 21 eyeshadow sticks. Okay, here we have all of my liquid and cream eyeshadows, and I don't know that there's very many of these that are gonna go either. This one could go probably. This is by Ciate London. This one I never pull. It also doesn't really fit in my storage very well, but it's also like that white to gold flip that I'm just really bored of, so I do think this can go. These are the About Face matte fluid eye paints, and like they're just matte, right? There's nothing spectacular about them. They're all in the color that you see here. I don't think any of them sway from that color at all. Like even the green is green. I mean, that's green. What I like about these is they make really great bases. They also make really great one and done eyeshadows because you can like buff them out really well and blend them out and make them whatever it is that you want them to be. I also use these, I think I've said multiple times before, with like this brush as colored mascara. So I won't get rid of any of the matte ones because I love the matte ones. I do have all these colors, and then I have a white, which now that I'm thinking about it, I might be able to get rid of that white shadow stick by NYX because I just think that this is the better option, if I'm honest with you. It's so white and it blends out so well, and it doesn't like, it's not cream, right? So it's not gonna like crease or anything. Like, I trust this a lot more than I trust that shadow stick. So I think I might go pull out that NYX shadow stick. I'm shocking myself, actually. I wish maybe I need to get another one of these in black and just get rid of both of those NYX shadow sticks. I found that those NYX shadow sticks actually don't work as well for me as I thought that they had in the past. So these are like a burgundy. There's kind of like this lilac-y pink color, and then we have blue, light blue, chartreusey green, red, yellow, and white. The one that I can see myself getting rid of is this one. This is the Fractal Eye paint. This one is in the shade Fracture, and I don't love it as much as I love the matte ones. I feel like it's dry is what I feel like. I feel like it's dry. I don't feel like it's as impactful as even this Ciate one is. It's supposed to be like a shimmer, but I don't love it. So I will probably get rid of that one. I will be keeping these though. These are all the holographic ones. And even though I feel like some of these are similar, like this one is supposed to be like a blue base. This one is called Inner World, I think. I mean, from what I can tell. This one is the like teal base, and it is called Serendipity. I feel like those two are super similar on the eye, and as you see them, they're like blue and kind of like this tealy green color. And as I'm looking at them from this angle, they're like a really deep purple and a really like vibrant violet. So like really beautiful, but also, oh, there you go. You can kind of see the shiftiness, but also super similar. So I just should have picked up two very different colors. This one is in Luna. I think it's either Luna or Lima, and it's like this really pretty like emerald vibrant green to like this grungy green to like this chartreuse. I really like those. So I will be keeping 11 of these. These 5 are all Natasha Denona, and I really do like all of these, but they're old. I really did think that they were going to be a lot more dry than this. This is the silver. It's just kind of a subtle silver. This one was called Disco. This one's called Space, and it is a black. This one might be too dry. No, that one's working. This one doesn't look like all that, but it's got these really beautiful like blue sparkly bits in it. It's super pretty on the lid space by itself. This one is one of the chromium multi-chromes. This one is in infra nude. So it's like a red to pink to like corally color. Really pretty. And then these are just two of her Chroma Crystal eyeshadows. I do have Sienna is kind of like the red one. So that one is Sienna. It's so, so beautiful. That is everything I wanted this one to be. But it just wasn't. And then this one is Moonstone. So pretty. Keeping those. I think these are quite a bit more thick than I would like them to be, but they're still really pretty. And I don't really experience a whole lot of like creasing or anything with them. These two are from Juvia's Place. They are their holographics. I have High Life and Ajibo. I'm not sure. This one has kind of like a blue base to it. Look at how stunning that is. And this one has kind of a pink base to it. This one is Ajibo. And that one actually reminds me of a better version of the Ciate one. So that makes me even that much more convinced that I needed to get rid of that Ciate one. These two are Danessa Myricks. We have the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames in Sweetheart and True Love. So these ones are multi-chromes. I feel like these ones move better than the About Face. And I feel like they're also just so much more creamy. So we have Sweetheart and True Love. I feel like they're different enough from the ones down here. I don't know if, like I said, it was going to be hard for me to get rid of any of these. These are kind of new to me. They're by AF94, and actually of all the things that I got from this brand in gratis, these are the only things that I kept. I do believe these are their swirled liquid marble eyeshadows, and they're just like plain Jane, even though they look like they're like gonna be like duochromy. They're not really. I do have the purple one is called Dream Lover, which I think is just a really beautiful, like kind of like dusty-ish periwinkle almost. And then we have the green one, and the green one is called Ex-Girlfriend, which is a really beautiful like army green. Beautiful, beautiful one and done shadows. These are by Lancome. These are the Lancome eye blushers, and I have it in 05 and 01. 05, which is the orangey one, is called Sandstorm, and 01 is called Sunburst. Sandstorm is more of a, I think it's got glitters in it, and I think the other one doesn't. I enjoy the doe foot on this guy. It is very strange, kind of foamy, but also teardroppy, holds on to color really, really well, but also lets go of color really, really well. So there's that. These are also best when you are kind of like shearing them out, in my humble opinion. I like putting them on my eye and then just kind of popping my finger over the top of them and shearing them out. This Sandstorm one, I tried to shear it out a little too late, but that's where you're gonna see all of the glitter. Right now it just looks like a patchy mess because I had it on and then tried to shear it out after it was almost dry. It's the only one I think out of, I think there's 5 of them, it's the only one that has kind of a glitteriness to it. It's really, really pretty. The glitters are kind of like orangey and yellowy. This one is Stila Oasis. Still going strong. Still going strong. This one is just so pretty. This is Ofra Penthouse. This one was one of my favorites for a long time. Plain old, like icy rosy color. Pretty. These two are kind of new to me. These are the Half Magic glitter pills. And I should, I guess, put these in with glitter instead of liquid and cream eyeshadow. Yeah, I think I should put these in with glitter. This one I think is called Pebble. It's really pretty. And then this one is called Mercoise. I think I'm going to move these into glitter because they're more glitter than they are anything else. So those are going to move into a different category. So I'm just going to kind of set them aside. These are all of my cream shadow sticks by KVD. They're the Dazzle sticks. These are amazing. Like, not enough people talk about these. This one is Electra Bolt. This one is Ash Storm. This one is Green Flash. And this one is in Heat Burst. This one is kind of like a coppery color. This one is kind of like a icy, kind of lavendery pink. This one is obviously a green. And then this one is obviously a red. These are just so beautiful. No creasing, no anything. They're just gorgeous. They are very, very creamy. I really do think that these could have been in a different kind of component and they would be far less messy. They are so messy. So that said, like, I try and keep them like as pushed in as possible to not, like, you know, screw with them, because they are truly so messy. I should have saved them for last. These will stay, of course. This is a Rabanne Color Shot. This is in Lavender Sky. This reminds me, honestly, of this right here. Maybe just a slight bit different, maybe a slight bit less sparkly, but not any less beautiful, to be honest. That is just so pretty. Yeah, see, just a little less sparkly, a little bit more opaque in the background color. A little less sparkly, but no less beautiful. I wasn't sure about this guy at first, but I do love it. And then these three are by Sydney Grace. They are in Stolen Kiss, which looks like this. Kind of pretty, kind of pretty. This one is in Boardwalk. I will be honest with you, I don't 100% love these, so I might end up decluttering these. This one is in Lily. I wish I would have not used my glittery finger on that, because I can't tell if that's glitter in that. I think I'm going to keep Lily, but I think I'm going to get rid of these two. I just have, I mean, these are them, and I just have so many that are so similar, and these are just a little bit tougher to use, and I feel like they're also a little less reliable, so I am going to declutter these two. So I started with Crazy Sauce 38 liquid and cream eyeshadows. I'm only decluttering 4, but I think, I mean, honestly, when I look at all these are going into glitter, right? So these will come out as well. And when I look at what's left here, like, I see me using all these things all the time, to be honest with you. I mean, really the only one I can see me getting rid of is, you know, that's left here would be this one. But I think it's different enough in the group that I've got going on here that I probably should keep it. So I'm getting rid of 4 and I'm keeping the rest, but these 2 are going into a different category. So the category is actually depleting by 6. So we're down to 32 liquid or cream eyeshadows. These are all what I consider my glitters and pigments in my collection. I am pulling these 2 over from the cream and liquid shadows because these, even though they are liquid, there's no base to them. They are glitter. So I'm going to pull them in here. I can tell you, I don't wear these very often, but when I do wear these, I love these so much, except for these 2. These 2, if you guys know my channel, you know that these were coming. These I got in the Nightmare Before Christmas collection. They are the Melt Glitter Eye Gels, and I hate these. I hate these so much. Number one, this one dried up so freaking fast. This is the second one I've owned, and it dried up so freaking fast, and it's a shame because it is truly beautiful. I would love to keep it. I can't make it work for me. And also, when I do put these on my eyes, yes, they're beautiful for a moment. This one's really moussey, so foamy almost, so it's really strange. But they hurt almost to take off because the glitter is actual glitter, and it is kind of scratchy as you're taking it off. So these are going to go. I can't wear these. This one, you know, I want to love this one, but it's the same way, only the glitters in this one are so much bigger. And this came with the Bailey Syrian collection. This is in the shade Wisteria. I just don't like the Melt glitter eye gels, and that's okay. There's so much more from Melt that I like, but now I know, and I won't be keeping that one either. So that's 3 right off the bat. I do think these ones should go too. Like literally these have been in my collection. This one is called 1990s, and I think I've had this in my collection since the 1990s, if I'm honest with you. It's so bad. Maybe the early 2000s. This is what I would consider a pigment because it is just that. It's just a pigment, but it's not like anything special, right? It's just a dark purple pigment. I'm not putting these on. I know that I've done a lot of swatching, but I've still got remnants of glitter all over my skin, and my skin is starting to kind of rash out now at this point. So I'm not going to swatch these, but I do feel like this one could probably go. When I am pulling into this section of my collection for anything, it's typically not this. I just never wear it, and I used to have like probably 20 of these little bare mineral pigment things, and I never wear any of them. I've gotten rid of all the other ones except for these ones, and I do think both of these can go. This one is in the shade 1990s. This one is in the shade Treasure Island. It's just not pretty. I won't wear it. I don't love it. I'm gonna get rid of both of these as well. 5 down. This Micha Mia one is actually in the shade Beige, which is so not its shade, but it is such a beautiful like coral to gold, shifty, not duochromatic, but shifty shadow. So I will keep it. I like mixing it with Duraline. I like putting it on like just a tacky base. I like wetting it. It's pretty. I like using it. This one in Lenny, or this one by Lenny, is in Byron Bay. And this one is a really beautiful kind of like dusty rose to kind of a rose gold shifty pigment. I really like it. It'll stay. And this chartreuse from MAC is not going anywhere. It's my favorite. This by Jelly Pong Pong in the shade Pulsar is a beautiful blue, kind of like a silvery dusty blue. Not going anywhere. And this one by Naked Cosmetics, you guys got the pleasure of watching me try to pan like in one year, and I think it was in my deck of panning, and literally there's so little left of this guy, but I do love it, so I am gonna keep it. These two are by Sydney Grace. This is Rhyme and this is Ripples, and they are what Sydney Grace considers loose pigments. This one is kind of a silvery gold shade. These are such a mess. It's Stain, because I do like it. This one in Ripples is also Stain. It's kind of got this like milky holographic nature to it. Oh, it's so pretty. So I'll be keeping that one as well. These are also Stain. These are also Stain. So there's that. This is Lorac Lace. I know it looks broken. It's because it is. But it is like just so pretty. It just because it's broken doesn't mean anything. It was one of their, God, it's so old. I can't even remember what these were called, to be honest, but it was like a pressed glitter or something like that. It is pretty. I don't know. Do I need to keep that? I have so many things that are this shade. I mean, I want to keep it, so I'm gonna keep it. But like now looking at it and looking at like thinking about all of the shadow sticks that I just went through, like those would be so much easier to use than this, but I am gonna keep it. This one is by Ciate London. This is in the shade Wicked. This is kind of creamy. Truly a really beautiful, like, I know that that looks like moldy, but it's not. It's like silver glitter. It is so pretty. This is such a pretty, and it's not shifty. It's just, I don't know, this like weird, like lavender silver color. It's really pretty, really different for my collection. This one is by Tarte. This one is in a martini, and it is a beautiful, like, antique-y, greeny, goldy bronze. Really pretty. Keeping that. This one by Mellow is in the shade Champagne. Really pretty, kind of like rose gold. I've used a lot of it. It didn't come with very much in the beginning in the first place, but that one will be staying. That is what that one looks like. And then these four are actually my favorite. This is the Spellbinder Shadow by MAC. This one is in Swing on a Star. This one I love just to pop on my finger, pat, pat, pat onto any eye look, and it like truly transforms the eye look. And I mean, just what it looks like in the pot as well is just stunning. And this one has kind of like a blue, green, black feel to it. And this one is Stairs to the Stars, and it's kind of like the red brown version of that. So pretty, velvety. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. They've been in my collection for a while too, and they're just straight up like put on your finger, pop, pop, pop on an eye look. Totally transforms it. These are Marc Jacobs sequins. I know, they're so old. This one is in the shade Topaz Flash. Truly a beautiful kind of like burgundy antique gold color. And this one is in the shade Glam Noir, and it is more like black blue, kind of like a bruise with a little kick of silver. It's pretty. It's so pretty. So these will all be staying. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I didn't swatch all those, even though I wanted to. But I am keeping 17 because 2 came into my... So really, when you think I had 20, I'm keeping 15 and decluttering 5. But I'm bringing 2 over from a different category. So there are now 17 glitters and pigments in my collection, and we are decluttering 5 of those. Okay, and the last section for eyes, because all that's left is palettes and singles, and those will all go into separate videos because I just have too many. I have my single potted shadows. So these are all the single shadows that I have in my collection that are contained within their own pot. I already know which ones I'm going to get rid of because they're ones I just never ever wear. This one is by Mellow Cosmetics. It is in the shade Olive. I do think that it is pretty. It's just not pretty enough for me to keep in my collection. It's just kind of ho-hum. This NARS one is beautiful, but the packaging is disgusting. It's got that packaging on it that has gotten really sticky. I do like the eyeshadow, but I don't think that it's anything special, and I think the packaging is disgusting. So it is going. I won't wear it because of the packaging. This one by City Color is really truly beautiful, but it is also really thick, and it is supposed to be a highlighter, but I never wear it on. You know what? No, I'm keeping that. I'm keeping it. Look at it. I shouldn't have swatched it because I was dead set I was getting rid of that. No, I'm keeping it. It is thick, but if you like buff it out, make it a little bit more sheer. I love that it looks like nothing, and then bam, it's something. Yeah, I'll keep it. The rest of these are staying, honestly. I can't foresee getting rid of any of my KVD shadows. These are the Metal Crush eyeshadows. They're just really truly spectacular. If I was to get rid of any one of them, it would probably be this one, but I do love me a beautiful green. So I will be keeping all of them. I have used them all on occasion. They seem fine. I don't see, they've not like changed at all as far as like formula goes. These 2 Moondust shadows are staying because the Moondust shadows are just truly spectacular, honestly, from Urban Decay. They're amazing. I have a Moondust eyeshadow palette as well that I love so much. These are by Il Makiage. I do believe I got these in a BoxyCharm. This one is part of the reason why I'm getting rid of this one, because even though they don't like look the same, they are similar enough, and this one is so much better than this mellow one. So this one is in the shade Jackpot, and this one is in the shade Newsflash, which is just such a beautiful shadow. These are from their Color Boss shadows, and I have a couple quads from them in that Color Boss formula, and I think it's a fantastic formula. So this is actually a cheek and eye shade by Chantecaille, and I use it for my eyes. It is pretty. I don't like it on my cheeks. It's a beautiful, beautiful one and done eyeshadow though, so hold on to that for that. This was given to me by one of you guys. This is the Danessa Myricks Pressed Chrome Flakes. This is actually contained in one of her eyeshadow palettes as well that I own. But this, surprisingly, even though it doesn't really look like it, sees a lot more action than the eyeshadow palette does. This is just super easy to throw in my bag and take with me if I'm going out on the road for a little bit of oomph in my eyeshadow. And so this actually sees a lot more action than the palette does, because the palette is big and I'm afraid it'll break. This is a Becca highlighter actually. These are the Light Chaser highlighters for face and eye, and I have it in here because I use this more as an eyeshadow. It's a giant eyeshadow pan, but I don't think it's any bigger than like maybe this one. I don't know, maybe just a slight bit bigger, but it is truly a beautiful like eyeshadow. I can't wear it as a highlight though. It is Amethyst Flashes Geode. So pretty, really pretty. This is my Kaja, my one and only Kaja bento box. It is the Sparkling Rose one, and it has just kind of like a rosy like shimmer shadow, kind of a like almost like fuchsia burgundy shimmer shadow, and then a deep kind of really deep like brownie burgundy shimmer shadow. It's 3 shimmers. I should have never bought this bento box, but also I really do like the shimmers in here. I don't think they're extraordinary. Like everybody thinks that Kaja bento boxes are like the best thing, or at some point everybody thought that. I don't necessarily think that, but they are decent. These are my Space Case potted shadows. This one is in Alien Love Child, and this one is in Intense Stargasm. So Intense Stargasm is kind of like an icy, shifty, like gray to like lavender almost. It's really kind of pretty. Reminds me a lot of a Super Shock, only a little less like bouncy. This one is in Alien Love Child, and it has a little bit of a like a purple to blue flip to it. It's really pretty. Not necessarily a duochrome, but it is a little bit shifty. That one reminds me of this one from ColourPop, to be honest. They maybe could be the same shade. This one is in the shade Ripple. These are ColourPop Super Shocks. This one does have a pan in it, which I forgot all about, so that one will stick around. I wonder if I should keep both of these. I do think they're slightly different, but maybe not different enough. Let's see. There's the Space Case one. This one is the, oh, they're really different. So we're going to hold on to both of them. I will say that the Space Case one is quite a bit more dry than the ColourPop one. This one is in Special Delivery. It's a really pretty minty green. Then I have this one, which my friend Andy gave me. This one is an Obvi. Really beautiful, like bright minty green. And then this one, which is in the shade Empire. Andy also gave me this one, and this one is in kind of a deep, like tealy, but not quite tealy green. And then this one is in the shade Donna, and I will hold on to this one forever just because it's named after me. It is also in a like tealy green. It looks a lot like Empire, but I will keep them both simply because the one is called Donna. I know that maybe seems like a stupid reason. I think that they're not different enough to keep both, but one's name is Donna and one is newer and fresher, and this one, Donna, feels super dry. So there's that. Maybe I should just pop it out and put it into my memories drawer, but I am not going to do that yet because I do wear it on occasion. These two are Cricket, which maybe should go, but every time I wear it, it feels real good. I need to maybe think about decluttering some of these. This kind of has this, like, I don't know, really grungy, like purpley brown to it. And then this one is in the shade Porter, which is kind of a burnt, like almost brick house red. Okay, then I have Valley Girl. This was one of my favorites to wear on my inner corner at one point in time. You can see the rings in here. It's super close to pan. It is one of those ones that is a white to gold that I got super, super tired of recently. This one is in Ladybird. Really pretty, like champagne-y, glittery. I mean, just truly a really sparkly shade. This one is in my special one, the one that I made and the one that I created myself at Field Leadership Conference with ColourPop. I call it Cotton Candy. It's not a shade that you can get anywhere. It's one that I created myself, so I will hold on to that. Then I have Ritz, which is the, I'm supposed to be the dupe of Space Cowboy, which is a Moon Dust Shadow by Urban Decay that I do not have. And then I have Fine Pearl, which I got in gratis at the same time as the one that I made myself. I don't know why it's in a different color of container, but there we are. So we are keeping all of these. I need to get down there and get that lid, and we are decluttering 2, and that is it. And I'm okay with that. So that means we are left with 18. No. We had 30. We're left with 28. Why would I think 18? Did I say 20 at first? We had 30. I almost dropped that down there again. We decluttered 2. Not so good there. Okay, all things said and done out of my eye categories, I'm okay. I didn't think, you know, my eye categories are pretty curated anyway, so I didn't think that there was a whole lot that I was going to be getting rid of, but I did surprise myself in some of the things that I got rid of, and I think that this is a good, like, amount of declutters from the eye category. So overall, including all the things that we decluttered out of all the categories, we got rid of 21 different eye products, not including single shadows or palettes. So I'm okay with that. I think that we did a good job.